Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions. How do we record an episode? How do we get our show into the apps that people like to listen to, like Spotify and Apple Podcasts? How do we make money from our podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. So, if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Ready?
Biatch. We on. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Test, 1 2 1 2.
Test 1 2 1 2.
What is cracking?
What
All right.
day of the week is it? Is it Monday?
Today's Monday. Yeah, sucks. Okay.
That means I got to go to the hellhole tomorrow.
Yep. You ready?
Ready.
Bubs, you ready?
Clearly.
She just gnawing on shit.
What is it?
I gave her back the popsicle. I checked to make sure there wasn't nothing loose on it or nothing.
No, she'll
like that.
destroy it.
Yeah, she will, but that's what it is.
That's what your Instagram should be. Shit, my dog destroyed.
I know.
We might have to change her up.
Okay. You ready?
I've been ready. I was born ready.
Oh, shit. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Everything fucking sucks, but not champagne.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
How's everybody doing on this beautiful, gloomy-ass, raining-ass Monday?
We better enjoy this raining ass Monday. I'm guessing it's the last one we're going to see for a minute.
I think it's going to be like 107 by the weekend or something like that.
It's going to hit the 80s the end of this week. So that's it.
Sacramento don't be fucking around.
Spring lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Winter was long this winter, but man.
It was a surprisingly long winter, which I'm not mad at. We needed it, but
yeah,
it's
I agree.
not usually like that here.
Yeah, I agree. But man, it's Sacramento, man. For y'all who don't be out here or live out here, once summertime hits, it's summer as fuck. It's like there ain't
triple digits.
There really
all
ain't no
day.
there really ain't no spring.
Nah.
You kind of group up the spring with the winter, right? Because it's cool and cold.
Right.
You actually call that shit spring.
Yep.
You know, because as soon as that weather start kicking up, man, you gonna go outside. You gonna wake up. Walk out the front door and it's like 92.
Them SMUD bills, $400 a month.
Ooh, yeah, SMUD cashing in, you know. So, anywho, what's up, Miss Laurie?
Oh, you know, just another start to the week.
Yeah.
So, before we get into this week's topic, let's just briefly let folks know that part 2 of last week's conversation about communication, which when we were ending was leading into the topic of sex,
Yes.
is to be continued. We are going to record a special evening here coming up this week. We're going to do the continued part with a couple of guests.
Yes.
And it's a guy and a girl. So we are going to have we're going to have a legitimate talk about grown folks and sex.
Basically, dual opinions.
That's it.
From
4 completely different
Yes.
people from truly completely different backgrounds.
yes.
And experiences, and I look forward to continuing that conversation. I think it's going to be
It's going to be good.
The 2 people that we've asked to do it, if they do follow through, they're both very sharp, very funny, and both have very interesting personal stories
and very different point of views.
Very, very different.
Yes, very different point of views.
So do not fret. And as we've asked you about that particular episode, contribute. I noticed that the ladies were really, really open, and they contributed, and I said to Alton, I think that the reason that this is the case is because I think that women have the language of communication more comfortable. They're more attuned to it, and I think that the fellas, for the most part, probably thought if I speak here honestly, I might piss the lady off.
Well, I'm not gonna knock that.
No,
you know, I'm
but
not
they can
knocking
hit
that
you
at
up
all.
on the side. They can hit you up in the DM. They don't have to put it in a public space.
Yeah, I get it. You know, and I guess what some people may not realize, especially the fellas, you know, this is all fun. This is not like you know, you're gonna get nailed to the cross on this one. This is we're just open discussion, having fun here.
This is not
you
naming names, putting you on blast.
Exactly.
That's not what we're doing.
Yeah, expressing the point of view, how you see it, because it's always good to hear other people's opinion.
Well,
right?
Other people's opinion, other people's point of reference could potentially open your eyes to either things you're doing wrong,
yes,
or solidify that you're doing something right.
Exactly.
And in the end, what we're all trying to do, frankly speaking, is the forward progress of our relationships.
Right.
Be it, you know, obviously in this particular instance, we're talking about our significant others, but be it your significant other, be it your best friend, be it your children, whoever it is, at the end of the day, that's what this is all about.
That's it.
Right?
That's it, you know. So you guys, guys and gals, all y'all, you know.
Guys, we're looking for y'all.
Yeah.
Step it up.
We need some fellas to
Send
contribute
us a private message. You don't got to put it in
something.
public.
Yeah, we're not throwing your name out there.
Nah.
We just want to see your point of view, you know, so we can touch on it and see if it's valid for other people, you know, and if not, then, you know, you on the island.
And if you really, so a couple of things real quick to update before we get into this week's episode so that we don't keep you here for, 6 years. We have 2 new places for you to reach us at.
Oh, yeah.
So you can reach us at efspodcast@gmail.com. So
Yes.
that's obviously everything fucking sucks. efspodcast@gmail.com. So you can hit us straight right to us. Or we're also on Twitter. We're on the Twitter.
Yep.
My most favorite social media place.
Ooh.
Twitter is where it's raw.
Man.
And don't piss off certain sects of Twitter because
Twitter
they will
crowd,
come
man.
for your ass.
Man, Twitter is ruthless.
Twitter's my favorite.
Yeah, Twitter's ruthless. They don't play.
But that leads us into this week's conversation.
Yeah, the Twitter zone, Twitter whatever, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
Snapchat is trouble chat if we keep it
Trouble
all the way going.
chat, you know, all of them.
All of it.
Yeah.
I know there's the Twitch now. You know, people are doing all kinds. They
Kick.
used to be Periscope.
Oh, yeah. Periscope
kind of
disappeared.
What
yeah.
was the 6-second one too? That people.
Started with a V, wasn't it?
No, I don't fucking know what it was called. But
Yeah,
it was like a
little short
6-second
clips. You could
video
do little
clips.
short clips, yeah.
That went away.
Yeah.
I think Twitter bought it out and made it completely defunct. But
Yep.
I don't remember what the fuck that shit was called because I wasn't down. I think that was where I showed my real age. But anyway, to summarize, this week we are talking about the do's and the don'ts of motherfucking social media.
Yes. Yeah.
Because some of y'all motherfuckers need a tutorial about what is an inside thought, what is a conversation that should be had in your journal, what is a conversation that should be had with your best friend, and what is a conversation for the general public.
Yeah, because there is some goddamn ridiculousness on social media. Some of y'all acting like fools out there. Like,
Hey, I'm guilty. My early days of social media, I wasn't well versed.
okay, but that's you just said it. Your early days. Like for me, I would reference my early days back in the MySpace, you know.
I kind of skipped the MySpace thing.
But you know, I'm kind of glad I did because you know
too.
I
Me
had
too.
the beats bumping when everyone jumped on my page. You know, I had the glitter falling down and
Yeah,
shit.
let me tell you something. So Facebook
You know?
tried to kind of reenact that
Yeah.
in its early days, and I kind of miss it.
Yep.
I liked having a playlist on my Facebook
Yeah,
page.
I did too.
I like being able to customize, the songs that was in my mood. That there was kind of like a dedication to the boo or whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
That's a lie. By the time I started Facebook, I ain't never had no boo.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know.
I am one of the people who does not disclose personal relationships on Facebook. Like, you know how, I mean, even you have your relationship status on there. And I was like, you need to cut that shit out. Because Facebook permits people to see when you've made changes to it. So when I was referencing Alton, it was more along the lines of like, you want to keep that part of your life private.
Yes.
And the reason that I say that is because I have had many friends who lives change, serious parts of their lives change, and not everybody on your Facebook page knew it.
Yeah,
And
I know what you're saying.
I have watched a personal friend of mine, dear friend of mine, who moved out and went through a pretty much a full-on divorce.
Oh, you ain't with so-and-so anymore?
And started posting themselves with a new boo, and family members from their former partner were like, who this?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I watched it kind of unfold, and it was really, it was, you know, there's a term.
It was unfortunate.
There's a term in New York called rubbernecking. I don't think they use that out here. Y'all know what rubbernecking is? So rubbernecking is a traffic term.
Yes.
Essentially,
same thing.
It's when
Too close.
when you pass by a wreck or whatever, and rather than keeping your eyes forward, you too busy looking at what's happening, what the destruction is, and so it's basically causing you to drive distractedly, and it's contributing to the traffic. And I like to say that there's an awful lot of rubbernecking that happens, particularly on Facebook.
Well, social media, straight up.
Yeah.
It really, that's what it is.
I think Facebook is the worst offender of it, though.
Well, Facebook is a little more personal.
It's a lot more personal.
Right?
You know, you got your friends, your family, people you went to high school with.
Your grandma on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Not my grandma's.
But you know what I'm saying, though. Your grandma on Facebook.
I know a lot of folks whose grandma's on Facebook.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, everything is kind of out there. All the family members, from the sister, brother, aunt, uncle,
Right.
mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, everybody.
Hell,
You know?
Facebook lets you tag family members in your profile.
I know. You can look and see, oh, that's so-and-so's cousin,
Which I don't
so-and-so. Yeah, I kind of look back at it now and I'm like,
You don't need
yeah.
that much information about me if you're doing like a cursory glance at my socials. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but the other thing is, you know, social media is a place for some people to do nothing but deceive. Right?
Yeah, no.
Right?
I'm going to sit here and just mutter for a few minutes.
I'm just saying, it's they do nothing but deceive.
Hence the entire dawn of a show called Catfish.
You can basically create a profile and throw up a bullshit ass picture
Of someone else entirely.
of someone else entirely. Someone you have no clue who is, right? And you can put together a bio that sounds like, damn, this motherfucker right here, he got it going on.
How
you know,
this man's single.
I know.
He's a snack.
Yeah, exactly.
And he got
Right?
puppies.
Right?
And he does volunteer work.
And this cat, like 475 pounds, sitting in a recliner, living in his mama's basement.
Hey,
okay,
listen here. And so what if he's 475 pounds?
not the point. Point is, he can be something completely different
Than what he
and
is
what he
purporting to be.
portrays
Correct.
on social media is all you see.
That's right.
And that's all you recognize.
That's right.
Right? So now people have painted a picture of someone completely false.
Agreed.
Just not even close.
Well, even an honest social media profile is really sort of your best foot forward, right?
That's true.
The keep it real is, well, you ain't gonna see a whole lot of pictures of me this weekend. So hold on, backstory real quick.
Yeah, I got something.
This
for
weekend I went out to have brunch on Saturday after work, and I went to the bathroom, and it was in a part of town.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
It's in a part of town where the ladies have the money to have all of the little touch-ups that do not allow for graceful aging. And yo, no judgment, because the dead asses, if I had the money, and there'd be a couple things getting nipped and tucked on me too.
It's bougie as fuck.
It's
That's
bougie
what it
as
is.
fuck. It
yeah.
is. It's people who will not allow that descent into, and I say descent because that's the way societally we look at aging.
Yep.
Descent into aging,
Which is sad.
with any grace. It's
Which is-
terrible.
it's sad,
because
you know?
you know what? If you take a motherfucker who died at 27, let me tell you, they would love to age.
Yeah.
They'd love to have the opportunity to
Yeah.
age. But as a society, we sort of give this very small window of worth to humans, which is probably between their late teens and I'm going to even say barely early 30s. And then we sort of write humans off entirely.
Yeah.
But so I got up to go to the bathroom because I had partaken in some adult beverages. And
yeah, I don't remember what that was. Oh, it was a vodka. No,
there was mezcal.
it was mezcal. Yeah,
And then there was a mezcal mixed cocktail.
yeah,
And then there was mimosas.
yeah.
And then there was
Few of
also
those.
cider.
Oh yeah, that's
What
right.
the hell are we thinking?
I don't know.
I-
Not going home.
For the record, in defense to us, we were there for mimosas. Everything else was literally forced
It
upon
was
us.
given to us like drink. So
But so I come out the bathroom, right? Or I'm a liar. I'm going in the restroom and she's coming out. And she's like, oh, this one's empty. And so she kind of holds the door. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And she's like, you are so brave. And I'll like, you do that quick, like look over your shoulder, like, bitch, who you talking to? Because
thinking you killed a lion or something.
Well, I
huh?
just walked in the motherfucking space to go in the bathroom. So how brave am I, And so I kind of give her the question look, when your eyes register confusion. She's like, us girls who are a little older going out without makeup is just so brave. And I was like, this bitch low-key just insulted me twice over.
I just picture that whole Batman and Robin meme where Batman just slaps the shit out of him. That's what pops up in my head.
I'm going to keep it real with you. The amount of adult beverages that I had consumed possibly contribute to the fact that I did not have a stronger reaction because it was legitimately one of more shock. But to tie it all back to social media, the bottom line is that you're not going to catch a whole lot of photos of me just, the way you wake up. That's just not what
Right.
it is. You put your best foot forward as you should.
And that's everybody. That's everybody.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You don't ever post a picture of you having a breakdown. Yeah.
I'm trying
you
to
know
think
what I
if I
mean?
have, 'cause,
I
I'm
mean,
problematic in my
I mean,
honesty.
you don't post a picture, when some big time drama just happened. It's always smiles and I'm just gonna say it, ladies. Y'all gotta cut them motherfucking filters back. Man,
Hey, not ladies alone. Don't even do that
hey,
shit.
But that's the majority. That's the majority. Y'all with these filters, y'all turning into aliens and shit. I'm looking at these
Alton
pictures.
about to get his ass lynched, y'all.
I'm looking at these pictures and I'm just like, man, I can't even see where her chin is. It's so blurred out. You know what I mean? It's so smooth. It just smooths right in with the wall.
I think
it's
the
like,
ladies
come on.
succumb to it more because ageism is so much more directly affected towards women than it is men. Like men get gray hair, and we say men are distinguished.
Sexy.
Yeah, men go completely bald, and we're like, "Whoa, look at that sexy bald daddy!" Right? Men get a little wrinkle in their face, and we call it. We basically have all these words and ways that we describe men aging, and for them or for y'all, it's like a badge, right? But a woman who has wrinkles or gray hairs is basically washed up. She's a hag. You know what I'm saying? You don't see a whole lot of. There's all these great examples of like zaddies. I hate this word, but zaddies on social media. So like gray-haired, hot older men, who stay in good shape and they, they good-looking dudes. But you don't see that. Hell, they even call y'all silver foxes.
Ooh,
What's the word for an old woman that's good?
that's good.
Yeah.
Old woman that is good. Good at what? I mean, an old woman
As far
that
as
is
her
good.
appearance. So an older gentleman who's hot, who has grayed, is a silver fox.
Oh, a dude probably look at that and say that's a MILF.
What's the female equivalent? That's different. Because a MILF could be 22.
I'm just saying.
A MILF could be 22.
Yeah.
I was 22 years old with 3 kids, and I was hot as fuck.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was young with my 3 girls.
Yeah.
But my point is that I was still young, hot, and fine. I was. That's not the case the way it was then to now. And I'm not one of those women who's like, I'm old, I'm washed up, I'm ugly. Trust me, I still know I'm fine as fuck. And that's just me. You could call that conceited, whatever it is, but I feel motherfucking good about me. But my point is that there is no word equivalent to silver fox for women because we don't look upon women who have aged as sexy. I think that's why people are so sort of enamored with like a Halle Berry and a J-Lo.
That's my girl, right? I'm just
Here we
saying.
go.
If Alex Rodriguez messed that up, and she happened to come through Sacramento and point at me in the crowd of 19,000 or something and pull me up on stage, I'd be smiling. I'll just say that.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, I'm just checking.
J-Lo, my girl. I'm sorry, y'all. That's just that. for a long time. So
She fine as fuck.
You know,
she gonna be 50
especially
this
50,
year.
yeah.
Girl, and
She's
Hallie
banging.
is in her 50s.
Yeah, but-
Salma is in her 50s. These
But-
women are fine.
But Hallie crazy.
Stop that.
That's woof.
There's a lot of crazy dudes, and we don't. Okay,
Hey.
we are veering off of social media, and
Okay.
we're going back into
All right,
sexism.
here we go. Here we
Bring
go.
it back.
All right,
okay,
I'm here.
So the filters.
Yes.
I understand why a lot of women succumb to that because there's a pressure on what you look like as a woman versus what a man looks like. But I will say, Alton and I have had the experience with somebody that I won't give any detail other than a mutual friend.
Ooh.
And by mutual friend, I mean a Facebook friend, and someone who is an acquaintance in the general scheme of life.
Mm-hmm.
And one day her photograph scrolled through my feed, and I was like,
Who the
fuck
hell is this?
Like, Dad, I didn't know who the fuck it was. So I had to
Filter
Bump-
on 10.
bump looking at her pictures because I didn't know who the fuck she was. I had to look at her mutual friends. We had mutual friends. That's how the fuck I deduced who she was. And I was like,
Yo,
bitch.
that is just too much. It's just too much. You know what I
Mommy,
mean?
if you go missing, nobody gonna know who you is.
Damn, they're gonna put her on the milk box. They be like, I ain't seen her. She next door. She next door.
No one will ever be able to claim you
Yeah.
because you don't look like yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so here we go. Do's
Okay.
and don'ts of social media. Don't filter yourself so much that you are unrecognizable in case of emergency.
Wow. Okay.
If they putting up the have you seen her poster or have you seen him poster,
Damn.
we want a shot at IDing you, okay?
Wow.
That's my first contribution to the do's and don'ts of social media.
Okay.
Alton, go.
Okay. If you reach the max of like 200 selfies, bitch, I don't need no more. I'm good. The selfie game is so way over the top. I get it that you kick it, you with your girls, you with your friends, you with your family, you take a picture, cool. But you know what? If I gotta see you like I don't know how many times with the same head tilted to the right, sitting in the car, you know what I'm saying, girl?
Some folks do have their like good angle pose. That's true.
It's the same selfie. So cut back on the selfies. You know what I'm saying? At least mix in some random ass strangers or something. The garden, shit. What you cooking? Shit, something. But the selfie game, y'all. Tone it down.
And that's not just women. That is men and women alike. I have seen plenty of male profiles where it's the same. Here's a great example of social media for men that's bad, where people are really fast to criticize women for selfies. I'm gonna tell you where the men are.
Okay, go.
Have any of you gals been on a dating site like a Tinder or a Match.com?
I'm sure there's plenty of people here.
Listen, there was a period of time I was legitimately considering a consultation business solely for men's social media
to set up profiles
for their profiles. Because
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you I'm going to give you the classic 4. Ready?
Go.
There is the shirtless selfie in bed,
Oh, okay. I ain't even thought of that one.
typically accompanied with that hand up.
Over behind the head.
you
Yeah,
know.
I got it. Okay. Yep.
Then there's the one with him and a dog.
Oh, the animal always pulls the ladies.
I get
There you
it.
go.
I get it. But
Yep.
it's usually a pit bull, which again, I love the pit bulls. I'm just saying 9 out of 10,
Yeah.
you got a pit bull in that picture.
Oh, okay.
Then there's the one of you doing some sort of a sporting thing, and it's usually golfing.
Okay.
And then this next one is one of 2. You're either by a fast car or smoking a cigar.
Wow.
That's men's social media profiles.
Wow.
And you know you wowing because you're like,
Well,
that's true.
I'm picturing it. You know what I mean?
So you was on dating sites once upon a
Yeah.
time. Are you guilty of those?
None.
Not one of them.
Not one of them.
You didn't have one of those pictures.
Nope.
Not you with a nice car.
Nope.
Not you smoking a cigar.
Nope. Don't smoke.
Did you have a picture of you disc golfing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I really think it was just, pictures of me. That's it.
Yo. So the fellas are guilty of this selfie situation.
Okay. I'm not going to just keep it to the ladies, but I'm just saying from my point of view, that's what I see.
And those of you guys and gals who have been on the dating sites who date men, keep it real. Tell me how many of those you see on a regular.
I'm sure there's way too many.
All right. Next one I'm going to post forward.
Oh, okay. You going.
Ready?
All right, go ahead.
Next one is confusing your social media with your diary.
Yeah. I've seen so many of that, and I'm just, I be honest with you, I just scroll right past it. As soon as I start to read it, I'm gone.
You remember that term earlier, rubbernecking?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I'd be like, ooh, she broke up with her man again. Let me get in these comments. I am not a soap opera girl, but if I see your drama going down on Facebook, bitch, I'm going to read it. And I'm going to check in about every 30 minutes to see what else they said. It's better than soap operas.
Throwing some gasoline on the fire.
No, I don't usually, I can...
But but that's what people do.
I can't really think of a situation where I've jumped in and contributed. I'm more like that silent reader who's at home having a glass of wine laughing at your expense. I'm sorry, I admit it.
Yeah.
It's just some things are not meant for social media. And I'll be honest with you, I've had a couple of family members of mine who don't understand that, who like will get into an argument with somebody on a post I made regarding, say, I want to say political, but I don't post a whole lot of politics.
Yeah.
But I have been vocal in my support for Me Too movement and women coming forward with their stories of being sexually assaulted and
women's rights
and street harassment.
Yeah.
And so I have had situations where someone will jump in and this could actually be like a part B of my statement. The not all people. Okay, this is something that really fucking aggravates the shit out of me. If I say Black Lives Matter, let me go ahead and tell you that does not mean that white lives don't matter. Okay, if you don't understand that basic fucking principle, we have a problem. And so when I'm commenting about women and empowering women to come forward with their stories, and some dude comes in and says, well, women lie, shut the fuck up. Okay, just shut the fuck up. I'm not saying every man is a rapist, you fucking idiot. I'm saying that the women who have endured this should have a safe space to talk about it. So I have a problem with the not all people. You know what I'm saying? Obviously not all. You can't paint one brush for every fucking person.
Okay, but is social media the place for that? That's where we're at. Is social media the place to say those things, to expose those things? Is it really the place? Is it more of like it should be taken to a legal stance and people handle it as business, or should they speak of it on social media to make more people aware of what's going on, what their experience is?
I think that regarding very specific instances of women's rights and the infrastructure of racism, the systemic racism against Black people that this country was founded on, I say yes. And I understand that it is an incendiary topic.
Yeah.
I'm very clear on that. I understand that people have very strong reactions to that. But the bottom line is that for years, we had this conversation in our last podcast about sweeping things under the rug. Mm-hmm. At some point, you sweep something under the rug so much that y'all are no longer even sitting in the same building.
Yeah.
And the way for the disenfranchised to have their voices heard might actually be social media. Not everyone's brave enough to talk about those things.
Right.
I've dipped my toe in some conversations regarding one of those two topics and yet still have not made a flagrant, bold statement to any one effect.
It's tough.
It is very tough.
It's tough because
and it is very personal.
Yes. And because it's social media, you have, 100 million keyboard warriors who want to say whatever the fuck they want to say
without any regard for what's going to come from that.
Yeah. So you may have something that is with great intent and something that's positive, even though it's negative maybe for your life, but it's positive to share with other people, so maybe that they don't go through those situations.
And empowering.
Yes.
Sometimes it's empowering.
But then you're, in a sense, held back from actually doing it because you don't know what kind of repercussion you're going to get for telling the truth.
True. And I think you have to weigh that decision in how much of yourself you give to your socials. I am very private about my personal life until my daughters were adults. And when I mean adults, I mean like over 18 and we were able to have a conversation. I never even referred to them by name on my social media.
Right.
Because I wanted them to have a say-so in how much of their lives I shared. Do you know what I mean? They were referred to as twin A and B and my youngest daughter by her nickname Buns. If you're in my inner circle, you know who those children are regarding those nicknames. But I was very mindful because what has happened is that we've kind of lost privacy.
You just took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say that, social media is the era of no privacy.
Yeah.
Your information is out there.
Yes, it is.
No, and
if none of you have ever heard of a website called Spokeo.com, you want some really scary shit, go look at Spokeo.com. Not only will it tell all of the places you've ever lived, it will tell the people that it has taken from aggregated data to determine who's your parents, who your children are.
what your income is.
Yo, if anyone in your family is in the police force or armed forces,
Did you file bankruptcy?
really scary personal
Yeah.
information. And some of that is just free. It's just a small percentage of it that you have to pay for. And I've seen it like as cheap as like $1 or $2.
Yeah.
And you have to physically go in there and remove each profile one at a time. You don't remove all of it as a whole.
Yeah.
So, and that's just one example. There's a ton of those like data amassing websites
Right.
that puts all your business out there.
Yeah.
It's scary.
That's the benefit of social media too.
It's good and it's bad. It's made it easier for people to find people who need to be found, but it's also dangerous for people who abuse that information.
I was being sarcastic with saying the benefit, but you know what I mean.
I gotcha.
It's social media.
Sarcasm font.
Okay, so I got one for
You're
you.
up. Next.
People giving they 3-year-old child a holla on Facebook. I just want to say happy birthday to my girl so and so. She's 3 today. I'm like,
What's wrong with that?
that bitch ain't got no Facebook. I mean, who you hollering at, right?
But
I mean, I can understand like a little picture with my girl. I'm just, happy birthday. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen people trying to give shout outs to people who.
you mean a specific shout
Yeah,
out?
people giving shout outs to people who like can't read yet. You know what I mean? But it just makes no sense to me.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, the shout out thing is weird. I think that started with radio. Do you remember when you could call in at a certain time and give people shout outs?
Man.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
It's
yes.
not really like that anymore. But once upon a time, you could call into a radio station, want to say like the 4:00 drive home, and you could throw a little
Right.
shout out to your boo.
Yeah, I want to request so. I want to say what's up.
I might have just aged myself, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think that people have kind of taken that concept and dragged it over to social.
Probably.
Yeah. I think you're right about that one.
What you got? You got anything else?
I got another one.
Okay.
Passive aggressive posts.
Damn. Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all motherfuckers, I'm guilty of this one at least a couple of times in my life. Damn it.
Yeah. I you know what? I've really stepped back and been careful with that because like back in the MySpace days and early Facebook, I was quick to say some shit, but then I realized it was not in my best interest. And so I have really stepped back. I can't tell you how many times. I have a lot of friends and a lot,
social media friends.
social media
I gotcha.
friends, probably like everybody else. But there are so many times where my friends will post something and I'm looking at it and I'm just going, ooh, I just want to say some shit. I just want to say it. And I'm like, I can't say it. I just can't say it. I can't say how exactly I feel or what I want to say about what they've said.
Right.
And I have certain friends that honestly I can't stand.
Frenemies.
I can't stand them.
So why they your friends?
But I respect their opinion. I respect the fact that they speak their mind. Because I in a sense,
Wait, so they're not your friend, or they're people who, from like a perspective, you disagree with their thinking process?
correct.
Okay.
I disagree with their views, their thinking process.
You mean the 45 supporters?
Well, I'm not, I'm not going in that direction, but there's
That's
things,
what you meant.
there's things that people say that, I'm not a big fan of.
I gotcha.
But the fact that they say it, as long as it's something that's not, not racial or sexist or anything like that, but if it's, their political views or some, I have some friends that are very religious and hey, more power to them. If they want to believe in something, then good for them.
That brings me to my next one.
and if they have a political view that's different than mine, I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that. The only problem I have with that is when they try to drive it, down into me and make me believe that what they believe is the correct thing. And I always say this. There's a reason why my name is Alton. There's a reason why your name is something else.
Lori.
That your name is Lori. Yeah. We have the option to believe what we want to believe, to read what we want to read, to subscribe to what we want to subscribe to. And for anyone to try and push something else onto me, honestly, fuck you. I don't want your push to say that, this is what's right and this is what you should be doing. I don't really give a shit. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to believe what I believe. And, and I'm going to keep it respectful. I'm not going to do the same to other people. I respect what people have to say. But as soon as it crosses the line of I'm wrong or, you should be doing something differently or you should be doing this or believing this because this is what I believe in, then I don't really give a shit,
I have a slightly different perspective to that. I'm not just a little bit of background about me. I was raised by a deeply, deeply Catholic grandmother on my mom's side because my mom, I'm using air quotes, raised me, but my grandmothers who took care of me, right? Her mom's deeply Catholic, 3 times a week in the church. You know what I'm saying? Communion, confirmation, religious instruction. What's that shit when you go in and you tell all your secrets? Confession, all the big C's, right?
I'm big Catholic too. So
Are or were?
I'm gonna say I was.
Okay.
Yes.
So then I would go spend the summers with my pops, who is a devout Jehovah's Witness.
Oh.
Okay. So you have 2 very extreme ideologies for their spiritual beliefs, and growing up literally kind of in the middle of those 2 extremes, I would just kind of look around and be like, but y'all all full of shit. But what that did teach me was that I don't have to necessarily agree with somebody else's beliefs, but I also do understand why they want you to hear theirs, because obviously that is what helps them sleep at night. That is what gives them some sort of soothing in their soul, right? It's the thing that makes them feel complete, if you will. It's the thing that makes them feel like there's something greater than them that's guiding them. And so I'll give you an example. A beautiful friend of mine asked me if I was interested in going to church with her. Now, I am not a religious girl by any means. I'm a very spiritual person, but I don't need to be inside of a building, sitting, standing, kneeling, and eating the body of Christ in order for me to feel a God present, right?
Right, I agree.
But her asking me if I was interested had nothing to do with trying to convert me. It was that I was going through a really difficult time at that time, and that is the thing that brings her peace.
That makes sense.
That's the thing that brings her struggles down to their knees. And so I can do nothing but respect the fact that she was trying to offer that to me. So when she said it, my answer wasn't, no, bitch, I don't want to go to your church. My answer was like, yeah, sure. When do you go? Let's try to work it out.
Right.
If what I get at worst from attending a service with her is that I see the thing that brings her so much joy to her heart, I'm good with that.
And you got some sore knees.
I be having sore knees on any given evening. Yeah. I'm fine. Never mind. I digress. You see why I don't go to church? Because I'm a fucking heathen. No, but I can respect other people's beliefs. And I think that's kind of what is lost in the social media world, is the idea that there are plenty of fucking things I see on my feeds all day that I not only disagree with, but I think you're a real fucking idiot. And you know what I do? This is crazy. So I want y'all to strap in for a moment, because this shit is going to shock you.
Oh, Bubs is
in the building.
Yeah.
When I see someone post something that I think is full on assholery, stupidity, just fucking dumb assery at its finest, and I wholly disagree, and I think, motherfucker, you dumb as fuck. I hope that you do not procreate. Guess what I do? This is crazy. It's radical even.
Go.
I keep scrolling.
They probably making like a shit ton of money, whatever it is they're doing.
I don't feel compelled to comment on everything I disagree with because I can respect that we are all able to make decisions and come from different places, and our experiences or how we get raised affect what we ultimately believe and subscribe to. I respect that. As long as you're not trying to force your shit on me,
That's what I was saying.
then I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good. I can respect your thoughts, your beliefs. I've got a friend who I really adore. I think she's lovely. Recently posted some stuff that I was like giving a hard side eye to, and my knee jerk reaction was like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna unfriend this motherfucker. But the truth of the matter is I know this person well enough to know that while I might disagree with this particular view that they have, the rest of them that I know to be the person that I call my friend is a fundamentally good human. And so I'm willing to take the time when we're face to face to communicate that I disagree and have an adult conversation that isn't just us shouting our opinions at each other in all capital letters and never once hearing each other.
I'm going to say this. When it comes to social media and people who are active on social media and consistently posting and things like that, there is the opportunity that you post something and in your mind, this is what you're saying. But how it's received is something completely different. So for the person that is receiving it, if it's someone you know, and you know that this person doesn't view this like that, I know that because I know this person.
You know their heart.
Then do yourself a favor and reach out to that person personally. Don't jump on social media and add fuel to the fire because more than likely it's going to be a dumpster fire.
Right.
You know, because social media has given people the opportunity to speak when they wouldn't speak. Right? Because really they have no repercussion in a sense, or at least no repercussion face to face. You know, the repercussion is via text message or via DM, you know. So do yourself a favor, give someone the opportunity to explain themselves, and I'm just,
especially if you know their heart.
Yeah, and I'm just being real with that one.
Not everyone deserves that extra step of courtesy,
right?
But if it's a person that you yourself know, and it is worth it to invest in that conversation, it might not be a comfortable conversation,
right?
It might not be an easy conversation, but having it. The truth of the matter is you're probably not going to change people's mind.
Nope.
You really aren't. But they're probably more prone to listen to your thoughts and opinion because you're a respected and valued friend, as opposed to some rando who just curses at them and tells them they're stupid.
Lori, what's the name of this wine we're drinking? Do you know? Do you remember?
Oh, shit, I don't. But that shit is bomb as fuck.
That's bomb as fuck. Anyways.
Was it my turn or your turn for the next one?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But
Too much of that wine?
Yeah, we couple bottles in right now. So
I got the next one.
Go.
The next do and don't is don't. And that is posting photos of strangers to mock them. You sit next to some lady and her 3-year-old is throwing a full-on fucking temper tantrum.
And you snapped a little video.
And you snap the video and you post it on social.
Yeah.
Or you see the person in the street who is obviously fucking cracked out of their mind.
Yeah.
And your job is to just kick a motherfucker when they're down. And let me be 100% honest here. This was a lesson I learned later in my days of social media. In my earlier days of just quick response, rapid fire, snap a picture and share it.
Yep.
I have been guilty of this a couple times, and it weighed on me afterwards. You know, you have a good giggle at someone's expense, and then all of a sudden you realize that you don't know the circumstances of that person.
No, you don't.
And snapping a photo of someone or their kid or whatever the case may be, just at some point before you hit that share, just ask yourself, have you never been in that situation? Your kid ain't been throwing a fucking whole ass fit in public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been there.
You ain't never been out and you thought you was cute for a minute and then some shit go all the way left with your outfit. You get a bust open in the pants. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we all been there. And embarrassing motherfuckers for the sake of your own entertainment just
For a laugh.
it's tough because if it happens in real time, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. I'ma laugh. But the saying is the internet is forever.
Right.
And what I discussed right there with a friend in the heat of a moment versus putting it on my social where there's people who can look at it not just now but in 5 years is different. I'm not saying either is right or wrong. They're both wrong if you're being totally keep it real.
Right.
But don't be putting people's shit out there for forever or for the sake of your entertainment. It's not cool. It's not the right thing to do.
I agree with you on that one. That's just mean. That's all that is. There's nothing else to it.
Mean is tough because sometimes it's funny, right? And in that moment, it's quick to get off that joke on somebody. Or you're even shocked and like, yo, look at this shit. But you really don't know what you're sharing ultimately. You really, really don't know what you're sharing. You don't know what the circumstances.
That's true.
And I especially have strong feelings about it when it's somebody who is clearly lacking in some sort of a mental capacity or a child. Like, come on, y'all.
And that's kind of rampant now.
We gotta be cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little too common, So
now, if it's a video of some bitch talking shit about two people speaking Spanish and being a racist twat bag, listen,
it's a
share
little
that
different.
motherfucker.
That's a little different.
Let's find where she's at. Let's get her ass fired. Fuck that bitch. That was mean, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
No fucks given.
Yeah.
If you a fucking racist, some people in this planet currently are giving y'all permission to show yourselves, and I say do it.
Man.
Show us who you are so we
Man.
can fucking make your life hell.
I still haven't figured that out yet. Why are people still doing these blatant racist things when it's just as soon as you do it, just expect to get fired?
The Beckys?
Yeah,
know the ones.
barbecue Becky or whatever.
Becky.
There's
been so
the
many.
one about the dog.
The lemonade stand bitch.
Yeah.
The dog one was real
The dog.
stupid.
Come on.
Dog Park Debbie.
Dog Park Debbie. It's like, come on, people.
That's different. If you have malice in your heart and you out there being a fucking racist,
You deserve
disrespectful dick,
all the shit that comes your way.
you deserve it.
So-
We're gonna find your ass and we're gonna get your ass fired and we're gonna make sure that everybody knows who you are. Like I said, expose yourselves. Do us the favor.
It's awesome when y'all do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's great entertainment, honestly.
And Twitter will take a sum total of 4 minutes to give you your name, okay?
Ooh.
All right, Dog Park Debbie?
And create new memes and everything.
Man, the memes of
Man.
the chick who called the cop the barbecue Becky lady.
Yeah.
Bro.
Hey, she had the
Those-
glasses on, the sunglasses and shit. I was looking at that, cracking my ass up.
Those memes were the best.
You're
up.
I don't really have a do or don't.
Okay, next
But
social media pet peeve, if you will.
But I'm gonna take it to Instagram, right? Instagram is kind of cool. Yes.
I love Instagram.
I'm waiting on Lori to say, but you haven't used your shit.
I
Yeah, I
wasn't gonna
know.
say no.
I
I'm gonna mind my
haven't.
business for
I
once.
haven't. But you know what? The thing about Instagram
Yeah,
is
Instagram stalker, y'all.
I am. I'm a Twitter stalker too. I'll sit up there and just cruise and look at everything and crack the fuck up, but I ain't telling y'all, So, but anyways, Instagram. I just want to say this.
Tell us.
Y'all,
Get it off your chest.
Hear me out. I'm gonna get it off my chest. How in the hell does someone who was born without lips sell 10 million damn lip kits and become a motherfucking billionaire? Huh? How are you born? You ain't even got lips. But you selling everything for some lips because you bought some motherfucking lips and now your ass is rich. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
If you
do
don't,
I need to drop it?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay. All right. But come on, man.
Instagram. So
mean-
here's the crazy things happen with Instagram. Like little young kids have lost their. How, like, I want to say from like 11 to like 14, kids go through that fucking awkward phase. Like I had this like speckle of bumps on my forehead for about 4 years where it was just this constant little acne right here. And my nose was far too big for my face. I didn't know how to style my curls.
Yeah.
So I always kind of looked like I was in some state of like being electrocuted and too much Jerry curl juice.
Damn.
I was rough for a little minute. That, you know, obviously I didn't know that eyebrows should be two separate entities.
Man. No,
And,
I know what you're talking about.
I think there's a ton of humility in going through that phase of your life, right?
Yeah.
It's like we've skipped that. These Instagram kids, I'm like, these motherfuckers know how to do their makeup better than me. They dress like they just stepped off of a catalog.
Well, you look
It's
at them, you look at them, and you go, "Oh, okay, look at her." You know,
She's 24.
yeah, nah, she's 12. You know, it's like, come on. This
And the boys are guilty of that shit too. Like these young boys, no shirts on, and talking about bitches and hoes, and talking about smoking weed. And maybe, you know, for as rough and tumble as my being raised was, I was extremely innocent until right before high school. I mean, really and truly, I was a pretty innocent kid. And so I just didn't have that experience. And so like I see these like 12, 13-year-old kids. I won't give the example specifically of who, but there is a person I follow on, my dog has her own Instagram. And because of my children, this person follows that Instagram account. And she is, I think she just turned 13. And her Instagram is all, you know, sucking dick this and smoking blazing trees that, and dropping N-bomb left and right. And I'm like, okay, alrighty then. Like, I just try to imagine if my kids did that, I would fucking murk their little asses.
Hey, well, this brings up a really good point.
Okay.
So, even though your kids are 20s, early 20s, do you pay attention to their social media?
Sure do.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, I can imagine because, you know, now you throw in like the Snapchats and the Kik and all that shit. And then, you know, and the kids are sitting up here, you know, sending snaps and stuff, you know, and thinking it's all cool and funny and fun and all this shit. And then you got some motherfucker up in another country trying to holler at a little kid, you know, trying to get pictures and all this shit. That's real. It's real.
Yep.
You know, and so it's like, you know, so people who have children that are, you know, under the 20s, you know, in the teens and stuff like that.
We went through some shit when one of my daughters was a teen.
Yeah,
Had
you know,
to get police involved. And,
in the teens, it's like, y'all, you know, you got to watch your kids. And with the social media thing, you know, it's not just, oh, okay, well, Susie can have a Facebook. I think, you know, I watch her Facebook. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, if Susie got a Facebook, there's a damn good chance that she could also got a little Snapchat somewhere, you know, 100%. Off on the side that you don't know about or something.
People
you know?
don't got to be Susie's friend for them to be talking to Susie on Facebook. You can hit up people on Messenger who are not their friend.
There you go.
So Susie can have nothing but grandma and aunties on her Facebook,
on the Facebook
as a friend, and on the Messenger, all kinds of fucking creeps. I am a grown ass woman and I delete shit on the daily from randos social media. That's real.
Yeah,
that is very real. I actually created Alton's dog's Instagram account, right?
Yep.
So Bubbles has her own Instagram. We've shared it before, but as a result of that account is his. So I created it as him, as a man. Yo, the amount of Asian women bots in his DMs.
Really?
Listen.
Really? I didn't know that.
Well, that's because you don't check your motherfucking Instagram.
Damn, I didn't know.
That first month that I created that account, there was, and for whatever reason, it's Asian bots. Like, it's obvious they're not real accounts, but hella chicks jumping in them DMs. I was like, it's not just women. It's really not. It's crazy. I have gotten hella dick pics from local men that I don't know. Like, because Instagram makes you, like, there's do you want this person to message you? Or this person has sent you an image. Would you like a preview? And so, yeah. So typically.
And she like, yeah, okay, I'll just preview.
Typically, if I don't know you, I'm not looking at shit, right? But before that option came, even if you were just forced to look at it once upon a time and listen. So I live in Sacramento. 916 is the area code. And, you know, you got that 916 in your account. So then I'm like, oh, do I know this person? Have I met this person? And then you go look at their account and you're like, oh, this is a weird account. And then you go look at that message they try to send. You're like, why would you send that?
Well,
next don't.
If I send it and she sees it, she'll like it, and then we'll hook up.
I'm going to say something that's going to offend the men, okay? And I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it.
Say it.
Dicks are not that pretty.
Ooh.
They not. Some random flaccid cock looking like a motherfucking snail out of its shell. I didn't ask for that, okay? Okay. When it's attached to someone you are sexually attracted to, is different. When it's some rando, I don't want to see that. I didn't ask. I'm offended, really. I don't want to see your dick pic.
Fellas, now you know.
It's gross. It's different when it's somebody whose dick has been inside you.
Oof.
I'm just saying. You know that dick. It's a familiar dick. But the one that looks all sad like a fucking clam that's been sitting too many days, wasn't iced long enough, that's not cute. Or the shit look like somebody, spackled it first. Come on, fellas. Don't be the ashy dick dude.
Ooh.
Listen.
Like Ashy Larry.
I've gotten some ashy dick pics. It's like, as offensive as it is to get your fucking dick pic that I didn't even ask for, you ain't even lotion that dick up.
You got an ashy one.
Look like a cigarette that been burning ash.
Don't rub it too fast. That motherfucker might catch fire, Woo. Man.
Aesthetically speaking, this is so ugly for me to say, but that's just my opinion. So if y'all don't like it, lick it. My opinion is that the naked female body is so much more beautiful to look at. And I'm straight. I don't want to fuck women. But women's bodies are fucking banging. Dudes' bodies, they got to be some attachment to the parts. It's a lot of twigs and berries flopping about there.
That's what it is. Twigs and berries and possibly some muscles,
Wobbly bits and shit.
Yeah, that's about it, So
I'm sorry. I know that wasn't nice, but that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it, and you can suck my dick if you don't like it. Okay?
Yeah.
Damn it.
And that's Lori. So, woo. Yeah. Hey, I'm hot. I'm sweating and shit over here. Woo.
Alton don't never know what to do with me in these
No,
conversations.
I still don't. I've known her for like 6 years and shit. And it's like every now and then it just catches me off guard, and I'm just like, fuck, man.
It really, really shocked him when I'm like, suck. Not to him. I don't think I've ever told you to suck my dick. Maybe.
No.
But motherfucker pissed me off. But like, you can suck my dick.
And that's real, y'all. I have witnessed that. I have witnessed that.
And he panics.
So,
I see it all over his face every time.
Basically, it's the face of what the fuck, I'm confused. I'm a little shocked, and I don't know where to go with it, but I'm just going to roll with the punches.
I don't know how you can know me this many years and still be shocked by anything I say, but it really does happen.
Because I'm human. That's why.
Oh.
I'm just a human.
So now I'm not human.
Yeah. I don't
Got
know.
it.
Sometimes I wonder.
Please.
So.
Some motherfuckers need to know that you want them to fuck off. And so you got to give them a good suck my dick.
I agree.
A good dismissive suck my dick, not an actual invitation.
I agree.
Because for those of you who don't know me, I do not actually possess a penis. Okay? Just so you know.
Just so you know. Right. So you can hold off on sending dick pics to her.
No, I don't like them shits. I get mad.
Yeah.
If I don't ask you explicitly to show me a picture of your cock, keep that shit in your pants. Or send it to somebody else. I don't want to see it.
There you go. All right.
All right, what we got left? Do we have any more do's and don'ts on the socials?
Man, we kind of hit quite a few there.
We did hit a lot of them.
Yeah.
I feel like I have one more, but it's going to come to me just when
I want to say I had one more too.
All right, so while we think about it, I'm going to pull up today's positive because once again, we be getting so fucking hype in our conversations, we be forgetting the important shit.
Yeah. So
But
Lori basically is in charge of all the bring the positives. Usually I kind of help, construct the podcast, but I will tell you this though. Lori said she is hijacking our not next podcast, because the next podcast will be the communication podcast number 2 with our special guests. But the one after that, it is complete hijacking. And she said that I cannot know what the subject is and that I will just have to go with the flow. So just giving y'all early heads up in case that shit go way south. Now you know why. So anyways.
I mean, personally, in my soul, in my heart of hearts, I feel like that means that there's some part of you that doesn't trust me.
Oh no, I trust you. I'm looking forward to it like as a challenge, So yeah, I'm down with it.
Last time I was in charge, you seemed to be all about it.
I was about it. It was good. It was good.
Okay,
so
well, we're gonna see.
Okay.
All right. So here today's positive is actually a personal positive. And by that, I mean that I am going to refer to several ladies, but one in particular. So some of you may or may not have heard that last night there was some rioting type situation that happened out in East Oakland. There was something going on. I'm going to keep it real with you.
I think it was a sideshow.
It was a sideshow.
Yeah.
It to the effect of understanding how almost uncared for the media is for certain neighborhoods. There was really not a lot of news about this, and it was a pretty big. I mean, the neighborhood got fucking fucked up.
So for y'all who don't really know what a sideshow is, I believe it kind of originated in Oakland, and basically it was just a group of people getting together and taking their cars and bumping the music and doing donuts in the street and getting a little wild with it, you know. But it was typically it was fairly tamed.
It's a gathering in the neighborhood, in the hood.
It's a gathering in the hood, you know, and everyone, you know, they bring out their cars, you know, hot cars and burning up the streets and stuff, and you know, as things go and things happen, you know, shit happens,
right?
And so
last night it took a sharp shit.
That's kind of what happened.
It took
here.
a sharp shit, and there was some destruction of some private property. A truck was essentially looted,
and that's not cool.
That's
not cool.
It's not fucking cool, and it really left a fucking giant mess in a neighborhood.
Yeah,
and in a neighborhood that doesn't need one more fucking thing to go wrong.
Right,
and that really genuinely disappoints me to hear, because especially in light of we haven't really 100% talked about this, and I'll tell you why we haven't. There's a very specific reason. In order for two people to have a conversation, two people both have to really kind of have a certain amount of knowledge about that conversation for it to be a valid conversation. Otherwise, it's just one motherfucker talking.
Right.
But we haven't really touched on the passing of Nipsey Hussle.
Right.
And I will say this, the reason that hasn't really become a more in-depth conversation is because the real talk is I don't know a whole lot about Nipsey. I didn't know a whole lot. I know Alton listened to his music.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people here hold him close to the heart. But what I will say is that the amount of work that he did in his community was never lost on me, in spite of not being what I would call a fan. I'm using air quotes once again here. I might not be a girl who has his music on my phone. I probably couldn't tell you all the cuts he was on, but I can tell you that the work that he did in his community and the upward motion of black folks that he personally contributed to and wanted to see, I knew of that.
Huge. He was huge in the community. He wasn't just another rapper. That guy was all positive. He did so much. I actually looked at a graph today, and they were talking about like the projection of the amount of people and revenue generated for all of the things he had invested in, the people he had invested in, and all that. And it was quite wild. It wasn't something you would expect. It was completely out of the ordinary,
right?
And
it was above and beyond.
And the more I realized how special he was, the
more heartbraking his passing is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because I think the average person probably look at it like, another gangbanger rapper killed. So what?
Right.
You know. And that wasn't his case.
The community suffered a great tragic loss. Yeah. His family suffered a great tragic loss. He left behind 2 biological children, a stepchild, and a nephew, and they all needed him and looked up to him. And it's just a real tragedy.
The entire community looked up to him, including so many other superstars and celebrities. So it was a big loss.
So speaking to people who do in their community, not everyone who's out there putting in the grunt work in a community is a celebrity. Not everyone's a rapper. Not everyone's a person with a whole lot of means. And so after the sideshow took a sharp left yesterday, and the streets of East Oakland were just left absolutely destroyed. I mean, just disastrous mess. A group of women went in there today and put forth some cleanup effort. And these are not celebrities. These are not people with a gang of money. These are just people who love East Oakland, live in that neighborhood, and they're all about big up in their community. And when the shit took a left and became a mess, they showed up to clean it up. And I know they were featured on some local news channels, but on a more personal note, one of the people involved is a very dear friend of mine. She goes by Artemis Prime. She is a rapper, but she is known to me as Ginger, my Puerto Rican sister from another mister. And so by chance, I happened to catch her sharing the story, and then a little later on, I caught some local news anchors talking to her about why she was out there cleaning it up. So big shout out, big love, positive in the community. People who go out there and don't expect to get their names put out there. They just go in there and they do the grunt work that you don't ever hear about.
Right.
So the positive here goes out to Artemis Prime. There's a girl here, Hella Crafty, Yaya Cortez, Diana G, and I'm going to be careful pronouncing this one. It looks like La Pocha Mua. I'm going to just say Pasha Mua, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and create a little Facebook post about these gals and throw their Instagram handles in. But y'all just go out there and find their socials and show some fucking love to some people who ain't had to do none of what they did today. None of them had to go out of their way on a Monday afternoon to go clean up the fucking mess of a bunch of goddamn derelicts. And they did it. And they did it because the hood that they live in matters. The space that they reside in, the community that they take from, they wanted to give back. They didn't ask for no thank you. They didn't ask for no news to show up, but they deserve the props for going above and beyond today. And Ginger, you know, every day I think I'm grateful that you're in my circle. So much love to y'all.
I'm just going to say Ginger is one hell of a person, big, huge animal lover. Can't tell you the stories that I have witnessed about her saving animals and things like that. Y'all just don't know. There's a lot of good people out there, and they just don't get enough recognition. And it's good to see that Ginger's got a little bit of recognition for what she's done.
So there you go. On that note, that's how we close it out. Everything fucking sucks, but not these girls that we talked about. Not these girls that we talked about. Not my girl Ginger and not her friends who showed up and showed out today.
And not this wine we drinking either.
Damn,
I can't tell you what the name is. But
we'll have to put it in the thing somewhere.
Yeah, it was from Austria or something.
Hella good. Yeah, it was an Austrian wine. It was bomb as fuck. Yep.
Anywho, y'all, we out this BZ.
Talk soon.
Deuces.
Bye.